How's it, guys? It's Linton here from Greenbox Markets. So today marks the start of our $10,000 challenge, and we actually in the first trade already. Now I know that there's a number of you who have sent me WhatsApps and requests, and I haven't been able to get back to all of you as yet, but I will do so through the course of today. Remember that this challenge is going to run for quite some time, guys. We're looking at a few months, years, possibly. So don't worry if you haven't got the first trade. There's still a lot of trades to come and a lot of time to get involved with this challenge. So I'm going to show you quickly what the first trade was that we got into. So if I open my trading account here, you can see that this account was funded with $1,000, and we're currently in one trade here, the Euro New Zealand dollar, and we're in a buy position, a long position. So let me just run through the basic analysis here quickly on this trade and why we got into it. A lot of you will remember the analysis that I sent out a couple of weeks ago regarding this pair, the Euro New Zealand dollar. And the basic sort of structure thereof is we've got this impulse here on the left hand side. Actually, let me just draw that in for you. So we've got this impulse here on the left hand side. And this being the corrective structure, and we're expecting the second impulse to the upside. Now remember, this is on a weekly time frame, so that is quite a long time frame, and this move could take some time based on that. Although if we do look at the move that the first impulse made, it was quite quick, so it could possibly run quite fast from here, and you will recall from previous analysis I've sent out on this pair that we are expecting quite a nice move here. Let's just go down to a smaller time frame quickly, and I'll show you what we're looking at there. So we had this break here on the initial corrective structure, and then a break on a smaller time frame as well. So you guys know that is what my strategy is based on, is we wait for the breaks of bigger structures and then smaller structures to form to confirm those breaks. We had those three waves there, and this break over here was also an entry for a long, which we did trade, and we got spiked out over here. So there was a small profit there, and then we did trade a few shorts on the way down here as well, and I've been waiting for this turn for quite some time. So in a nutshell, if we go down to the smaller time frames here, I'm actually going to drop down to the 4 hour quickly. We can see that we had that trend line break over here, which got us quite excited in terms of getting into this trade at this point, but it pulled right back and we didn't get a flag on a smaller time frame. So I've been waiting for a setup on this pair to get into a trade here. And if we go down to the 1 hour time frame, we can quite clearly see where the entries were. So we did have this little structure over here, and we did trade a small break over there. But I didn't like the setup too much, and we actually got out of this trade over here. And then I've been waiting for setup to confirm another entry to the upside, which we have just got here in the form of a three-wave structure. So we've got 1, 2, 3 waves over there, and that break over there, that candle close above this little structure there, was my indication that we should see some more upside. The other thing to note as well, if I just go back to the daily time frame over here, let's go to the 4 hour, is we can see here that there's these retracement levels, and we have closed above the 50% retracement. So I am quite excited about the fact that we will probably see this next level to the upside over here. The break of this flag gives me nice targets to the upside, so I'm pretty keen to hold this trade and move my stop loss further and further into profit as it goes along. But how did I decide what position size to trade? And that is quite a key fundamental thing, because remember I said with this challenge we're going to be very, very focused on risk here. So let me run you through how the risk works and how I decided to trade a 0.01 position size on $1,000. Now I know a lot of you think that is tiny, and it probably is to some degree, but in terms of the money management that we're applying to this challenge, 2% rule, in other words, we're not risking more than 2% of the account per trade. This is what the position size was allowable based on this trade, and let me show you why that is. So if we go to, just go here, no, sorry, here to my FX book. They have quite a nice position size calculator that I like to use. So basically you just input your account currency, the account size. So I would put it $1,000 because that's what I'm trading this account with. I'm only risking 2% of the account per trade, and then it's asking me for stop loss and pips. Now you would only know that by looking at your chart and deciding where your stop loss level would be. So if we looked at the chart, and before taking this trade here, you can see my entry line, but before that, if I put my crosshair more or less where my entry would have been, and I pull it down to more or less where my stop is, and now I'm looking at the bottom of this previous structure over here, that sort of consolidation area. So the bottom of that spike is more or less sort of the limit that I would like to give this trade. I don't really want to go more than that. And if I put my crosshair over there, I can see that we're looking at around about 180 pips. So let's call it 200 pips. Alright, as an absolute maximum. I don't want to go more than 200 pips there as a loss on this trade. Remember, we are trading on a bigger time frame here, so 200 pips really isn't that much. So I go back to my lot size calculator and I put in there 200 pips, and I select the currency pair that I'm trading, which is the Euro New Zealand dollar, and there it automatically calculates for me. So the lots that I could trade based on my 2% risk and the amount of pips that I'm wanting to risk in this trade is 0.014. Okay, now you can round up using this lot size calculator. So if it was 0.015 or higher, it's possible that I would have traded as 0.02. But I prefer to keep the risk minimal, so I'm going to stick to the 0.01 here, as that is the minimum lot size allowable by MT4, and also I can't trade a 0.014 lot size. I can only trade 0.01 or 0.02. So being that that was less than 5, I definitely want to keep it to 0.01, and therefore my entry on this trade was a 0.01 position size, as you can see on the left here. Where's my take profit? Guys, you know that I don't really trade with take profits. All I do is I move my stop loss further and further into profit, depending on how the chart formations occur and structure patterns that I see in the charts. So there it is, first entry in the challenge. Really looking forward to seeing how this goes. And yeah, I'm excited for the outcome. Guys, if you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also feel free to leave comments in the comment section below and ask any questions that you may have regarding the challenge or regarding the strategy that I'm using. Perhaps you want to know something about the entry, etc. And then also remember to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so that you will be updated of any future content on this channel. Have a great day and take care. Cheers.